Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it is me, your boy the man, NJ, number 2 the city with the number 2 in TO. Let's go. Now, yes, have my hair cut. Had it cut, I think, a week or 2 weeks. Actually, 2 weeks ago. And the first video that I had shot with my hair cut for the first time when it comes to shooting, these videos in months, I guess you could say. Because for the longest time, I was growing my hair out. But the first video I shot was definitely sometime last week. Just never posted it. But here it is. Again, this is a video I'm pretty sure I'm going to post today because this is me talking about mock drafts once again. NFL mock drafts for the 2018 NFL draft. And one of the top reasons why is because the NFL scouting combine is this week. I would say this weekend / this week. And so forth and so forth. And like I said in the last video I was talking about, hey, how sorry for the change in my, opinion of who should be drafted number 1, because I know the first video I said, Saquon Barkley should be drafted number 1. Then I said Saquon Barkley shouldn't be drafted number 1, or I said something like that, but in this case, let me, I want to say set it in stone or something like that with what I believe. I do believe Saquon Barkley should be drafted number 1. Let me just say that. It's just like if the Browns really want somebody who, again, undeniably number 1. Like, because no offense to the Browns, you're picking the top 5 each and every year. So this is, not something where it's like, like a situation like the Giants where they're thinking to themselves, like, this is the first time in a very long time, us picking in the top 5 or top 10 period, but definitely top 5, I guess. Let's get, I guess, want instead of need or something like that. I think they said definitely they should do want instead of need, or they should just do the top player on the draft board, since this is the first time in a long time the Giants are picking top 5. My opinion, definitely, again, I don't believe the Giants should draft the quarterback number 2, but you got to realize, I guess if they're doing the highest player on the board, and if they're doing based upon that, or just a want versus need, if that has to be a quarterback, then sure, do a quarterback. But and I love my brother Josh Rosen. Obviously, he doesn't, face to face know me whatsoever. He doesn't personally know me whatsoever, but he's a guy who I was high on. I would say last year for his entire senior season, or whatever season that was. Actually, junior. He's a junior. He was a guy that I was like, yeah, he's my guy. That's the guy that I was rooting for. One of the top guys I was rooting for this entire season. I'm thinking to myself, again, Jaguars, they obviously have just re-signed Blake to a 3-year contract. And it's not to say that Blake is not going to make it. He's going to make something out of this contract. But I can definitely assure you, like I said before, they should still draft somebody for insurance. Again, it's amazing what the Rams did with Brandon Allen, because Brandon Allen was our quarterback, but then we waived him, and then before we could get him back, LA Rams like, yep, we got him. Just swooped him up, and yep, we got him. And no offense to the Rams, but I still don't understand, why did you get him when you have 2 other young quarterbacks on your roster? And not only 2 other young quarterbacks, you already have a personified, franchise guy in Jared Goff. It is not to say that nobody knew that Jared Goff was going to be like this, because you got to realize that for certain quarterbacks, that first year is usually, they usually have at least one rocky year, whether it's a rocky freshman year, rocky sophomore year, maybe even a rocky junior year, but they usually have at least one good year that shows that, hey, they have some, they're going to live up to the talent, why we drafted them, so on and so forth. So the way I look at it is, again, Blake, God bless you on your 3-year extension. Again, I mean, I'm still mixed on my opinions of whether you should have got that contract. I don't really believe you should have, honestly. But at the same time, God bless your soul on making the most of the contract. But I still believe that this is a draft class that is, filled with quarterbacks, and the Jags should draft somebody else as insurance. Quote me on that, ladies and gentlemen, especially Jags fans. Insurance. They should draft somebody as insurance. It's amazing when what's his name? Not Ryan Tannehill, but Ryan Nassib. They both, again, obviously Ryans. It's amazing when Ryan Nassib got signed to the Jags in like the third, fourth, fifth, or whatever week that was of the draft. Well, not the draft, but the regular season. It's amazing when the Jags had signed Ryan Nassib because again he has ties with Doug Marrone with his days in Syracuse and his days with the Bills. I think not the Bills. Syracuse and Giants, I guess, somehow, but definitely with Syracuse. But it's amazing how when they signed Ryan Nassib, and then I think a few days or a few weeks after that, they cut him so they can make room for another cornerback or something like that that they needed. And like I said before, when I saw that they cut Ryan Nassib, I thought to myself, they'll cut anybody that'll give Blake some actual competition because again, God bless Blake, but again, he has a lot of stuff to work on if he. The way I look at it, again, good job for our defense. I gave us props on that before that we had a monster defense. We built a monster defense this past off season. I'll give us 100% credit. Nobody can take away that monster defense that we have. That if they don't show up at least every game, they show up at least 9 times out of 10. That we have a monster defense, and I can't take it away from them. Nobody can take it away from them. The defense is monster, but the offense again is one of the things that definitely has, again, puzzled everybody. Because I'm just saying, for all the Blake Bortles fans out there, again, did y'all not see every throw, at least the majority of throws that Blake Bortles threw this season? I saw them, and the majority of those throws were a few short, dinky throws that were not him throwing into pockets and windows and stuff like that. Stuff that makes you, be like, that guy is a really great quarterback. Like that guy, he's going for it. He's not afraid. A majority of Blake's throws this season, and I can't tell you whether it's the play calling from which those throws came. And a lot of people, again, probably going to call me, just like they call whoever else who wants to, critique Blake a little bit. Y'all probably going to call me a Blake Bortles hater. No, I'm not a Blake Bortles hater. I just know what I saw on the field from him this season. And again, unlike some of those other critics, I'm actually saying, God bless him, and I wish him the best on living up to that contract. I definitely do. But you have to realize, like I said before, what makes an elite quarterback is somebody who, again, study Aaron Rodgers, study Tom Brady, study Drew Brees, study these guys who go down the field, probably a majority of their throwing plays, or better yet, guys who throw into pockets and windows, and stuff like that. And that's what I did not see Blake do a lot of this season. He did it like a few times a game, but he didn't do it as much as he needed to, at least if you ask me, to show that, yeah, Blake is the legit, he's the real deal right now. He got the job and he's running with the job, so forth and so forth. And, for example, I don't know how many NFL fans know this, but a report came out a few months ago that said that Jags play one of the easiest schedules this entire season. And again, no offense to Jacksonville, again, I'm still Jacksonville native. I still rep, the Duval, still rep St. John, still rep, But again, you can listen to my song called This Side where I shout it out again, Duval, Jacksonville, so on and so forth. If not Duval, I know I shout out Jacksonville, which Jacksonville was a part of Duval. It's Duval, you get the point. But it said that Jacksonville played one of the easiest schedules this entire season. Ladies and gentlemen, you have to realize what that means, that Jacksonville playing one of the easiest schedules this entire season. You have to realize what that means. And if you ask me what that means, is like I say, it's pretty much like saying, give us one of the hardest schedules and let's see how Blake does then. But not just Blake, let's see how the entire team does. And it's not to say we couldn't go back to the AFC Championship, but again, you saw that game. We failed to beat Tennessee twice. And with Deshaun Watson playing, or definitely coming back, actually played and then come back. Well, actually, you gotta realize we never even because the 2 times we faced Houston, no offense, but the AFC, the South was like a very winnable and easy division to win this season. Our only competition was Tennessee. Because no offense to Tom Savage, but he couldn't do anything versus our defense. And I'm not what's his name? Yeah, Deshaun Watson again coming back next year. This is going to be very riveting. It's like saying God bless Jacksonville, and it's also like saying, well, Jacksonville, I hope you enjoyed your 2017 season. Being very dominant, or at least being one of the top dogs of the division with Tennessee. But let's see how it is when Deshaun Watson comes back, and I guess hopefully when Andrew Luck comes back. Again, people can call me a hater if they want to for these opinions, but again, look at the talent on both sides of the ball. Look at the quarterbacks. Look at the schedules. Look at these things. Look at the throws, the plays, and it's not really that hard to diagnose these things, at least if you ask me, from looking at everything that I just named. I'm just saying that Blake, like I said, God bless him on living up to this extension. But the Jaguars should still draft a quarterback or two for insurance, because this quarterback class is too filled with talented quarterbacks not to take one. And like I said, when I tell people, or when I've said before, that I'm not afraid to go be a Buffalo Bills fan, and whether that's number one or number two on my list, when I say that, it's not to hugely go ahead and just discredit everything the Jaguars did this past season. It's just the fact being, one, God bless Mr. Nathan Peterman, but Barton Trail graduate, we ain't supporting hometown with that. It's also because of the fact being, like I said before, well, really, Nathan Peterman is the only reason why I would be a Bills fan. I'm not even gonna lie about that. He's the only reason why I'll be a Bills fan. But ladies and gentlemen, like I said, the AFC South, again, when Deshaun Watson comes back, and when, because again, the two times we beat Houston was when they didn't have Deshaun Watson. It was Tom Savage. So, and God bless Tom Savage, but obviously he's not Deshaun Watson. And again, let's see when Andrew Luck comes back, or when they get another quarterback in there that is close or even better than Andrew Luck. We'll see. And it's not to say that 2017 was a fluke, because I don't believe it was a complete fluke whatsoever. But I definitely believe we got off scot-free a little bit. And again, a lot of Jaguars fans will probably call me a complete hater, and I don't know what I'm talking about. But again, another majority of fans who are not, one-sided will understand exactly what I'm talking about. God bless the Jaguars. God bless every NFL team. But again, look at everything that I just named. Look at the throws. Look at the quarterback. Look at the offense. Look at the overall team with its overall talent. The defense. What makes a good team, if you ask me, is if every side of the ball is playing up to code. Is playing just dynamic behavior ball. Not just the defense carrying you most of the season and you making a few plays here and there and then calling yourself a winner. Which is what too many teams is used to, okay with, and sadly, like I say, they can live with, I guess you could say. Again, there's just so much more to be had, so much more to be done, and I do hopefully the Jaguars do what they got to do this upcoming season to, go all the way and innovatively go all the way with great quarterback play, and AFC South, is hopefully a real battle. But I guess, again, with the, mock draft part of this entire video is the fact of being Saquon Barkley should definitely go number one. The Giants, like I said, don't think they should draft a quarterback, but if they did, I'm really, really not going to fully say who it should be, because I really don't see anybody specifically fitting what they should do. But I guess if they had to draft one, I guess draft my boy Josh Rosen, since that's what everybody else says they should do. Or draft somebody completely opposite of Eli's skill set, and instead of drafting and not to say Josh Rosen is not mobile, he's mobile. More, no offense to Eli, but more mobile than Eli, obviously. But at the same time, draft somebody who's similar to Eli's skill set, or draft somebody who's completely different, who can not only take you to, again, and God bless the Super Bowls that Giants have won, but again, draft somebody who undoubtedly can, I would say day one give Eli some competition, and undoubtedly, has that competitive nature and competitive spirit that can take you, that I guess you could say consistently take you far, consistently. Again, not to say Josh Rosen couldn't do that, he totally could, but I guess it's just like saying you had that decision to make. Do you want to draft somebody who has similar to the exact same skill set as Eli, or do you want to draft somebody who has a complete opposite skill set and could probably take you, consistently just as far or even more farther than Eli did? Again, not to discredit anything Eli's done. He's a legend in the city. He's accomplished a lot of great things, a lot of great respect. No disrespect towards Eli. And I hope you guys understand what I'm talking about here. Again, 14 minutes into this video. Thank you all for listening, watching, viewing, subscribing thus far. Again, God bless all these teams in the draft, and hopefully they do what they have to do to innovatively, get their team back on track, and so on and so forth. More mock draft, news and analysis coming soon. God bless everybody. And again, God bless. Actually, again, they really should not Eli, Giants. They should draft some protections for Eli, if anything, because Eli can still be the man for a good season or two. But you guys have to get some protections around this dude. You have to get an offensive line. That's what they need. They need offensive line. Again, take care, guys. God bless. Love you.